long time after the Calamity, some of the worlds that remained began opening rifts that led to the Untamed World, seemingly linking the worlds together, and at first these were the only rifts that existed. The Warpath existed on this world already, and the Flame Dawn and Genesis Industries set up a forward camp to study and conquer. The Sleepers of Avarok were a little slow to wake up, but eventually, thanks to some dude named Justin, hordes of cyber zombies began spilling into the old world like they smelled real nice hamburgers, except it was flesh they smelled, so it was more like a man burger, and the Cult of Roar went in and captured animals to subjugate them and serve them like they were demons or something. The descendants of the dragon didn't do much as they were happy meditating in their mountains, which is a pretty common thing, but one dude, Gao Han, went out to aggressively defend himself. Aleta, who captured Visir, uncaptures Visir and was then captured by Visir, who then went on to destroy Vororia, the cultist's main base, but the floating magic rock debris stuff looks pretty nice, so people aren't that upset. Genesis and Flame Dawn realize that the Warpath are kinda chill and somehow can speak a little bit of English, so they team up to take on the zombies, which are getting wicked crazy. A few hundred zombies form together to make a giant zombie dragon that both kill and are killed by Bromic, the right-hand man of Iberian, who goes on a blood fury rampage when he finds out the fate of his best friend. Meanwhile, the Aleta from Talich goes to Avarok to research the virus and finds another version of herself, and then suddenly the meta story begins to unravel. Prophet Karani of the Warpath gets some funky visions from beyond the veil of space and time and undergoes a ritual to save her people, which actually ends up being a ritual to sacrifice herself and open up a rift directly to Solace. The Overseers of Solace show up on the scene and begin the fight against the Sleepers of Avarok. They pick a group of humans, Ji, Kali, Luca, and at a later point Iberian and Gauhan, and give them cyber wings so they can fly now. The Overseers began fighting the Sleepers and killing some Warpath people on accident too, but hey, they're not people, so they don't matter. They managed to push back the Sleepers at first, but things aren't going great. Sol, one of the champions of Solace, decides to crack down on the usage of interdimensional rifts and sets up checkpoints so people have to have a valid reason to travel between dimensions.
Papers, please.
Genesis Industries and their Aleta manage to smuggle live samples of the raw virus back to their science lab, and science stuff begins. The Angels, seeing this as a betrayal, decide to wage a war on Genesis Industries, meaning that there's less people fighting the zombies, who start coming and they don't stop coming. Orion was studying the virus on Avarok when Sol showed up and proved that people die when they are killed, using Orion as the subject matter. People aren't very happy with this Sol guy. Meanwhile, the Exile's corruption keeps spreading and Visir gains more power and a stronger foothold in Reach, while the Cult of Aurora is busy going through a collapse. Rita and Candid are supposed to be working together, but they hate each other. Rita sent some riff on a guy named Agent Coil, who is super important by the way, to go and kill Candid, who then instead of being murdered by him, got him into bed and let him go on his merry way. We haven't checked on the DoD in some time. How are they still gone? Still chilling in the mountains. Cool. Meanwhile, after abandoning their alliance to fight someone else in their alliance, the Overseers realize that the Sleepers of Avarok are taking a lot of the Untamed World and pose a potential extinction level threat that can't be dealt with, so as many humans as possible are evacuated before Sol calls on an orbital beam to wipe the Untamed World clean and kill anything there before forcing the rift to Avarok shut. At this point, the Flame Dawn were essentially being bankrolled to fight Genesis Industries, but Iberian fell into a depression because he lost his BFF and his kingdom began to suffer without his leadership. Genesis engineered a cure to the sleeper virus that could cure anyone before their brain reached the undead state, meaning that they could cure the Avarok Aleta. Candid tried to go and kill Rita herself, failed and was stabbed in the back in a very literal sense, and Rita went on to focus all of her time into accessing untapped power. How's the Warpath doing? Oops, all dead. How's the DoD doing? Things are worse as drinking water and crops are becoming tainted, but we're not going to do anything about it until G starts crying about it in the next set. The Sleepers of Avarok are cut off from the world, but they start doing some weird evolution stuff. As for the Overseers, the oligarchy of champions that used to rule has been overthrown, and now Sol is taking complete control as a dictator. The Overseers go into a huge civil dispute, with some believing genocide to be unacceptable, while others believe Sol did nothing wrong, killing a bunch of animals. Agent Coil was on the Untamed World when it was destroyed, but thanks to their own magic, they managed to survive and head to Genesis Industries for some much needed medical attention, while a friend of theirs tried to bring back some plants to life on the Untamed World. Oh, that's nice. So that's essentially everything that happens in
Wait. You completely glanced over one of the most important characters here, Agent Coil.
Oh, right. I guess I did. I mean, his story is super complex and convoluted, so we don't need to cover all of it, right? Alright, fine, but we haven't even started making that video yet, so it's gonna take some time. Anyway, we'll see you in the next episode, when it's eventually ready. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and for all things Infinity Wars Classic, check out infinitywarsclassic.com.